Hi, everyone. Today I'm talking to Chris Lowther from the Becker Group, an engineering consulting services company. Um, Chris experienced the online What Next retirement program, and I just wanted to catch up with him a few weeks after, just to see how he feels about the program and get some reflections from him. So, greetings, Chris. Welcome.
Greetings. Thank you.
Um, so, just if you look back on the program in the cold grey light of dawn, what really sticks out for you?
Well, I mean, I think the main thing is the two main things really. One is it was about getting organized in terms of thinking about all the topics that are relevant to the whole thing of retirement. So as you start thinking about this stuff yourself, it's a bit of a jumble of ideas, and you don't necessarily know how to frame the conversations that you're going to have with your employers, for example, and most importantly your family and the like. So I think the structure of the program and the way it kind of developed, thinking about what does the change look like, what is a retirement experience likely to involve, lots and lots of dimensions. But what I've been left with and still working with is all of those kind of frameworks that we went through, and so I think in summary, the learning was, this isn't just a sort of a passing, quick kind of thing. It's something that requires sort of structure, a way of organizing your thinking and your conversations, so that you can get to a much more sort of effective, conclusions. It's great for your confidence, really, in going into uncharted territory.
So, not to put you on the spot, but having got to know you over the last few weeks or so, you strike me as being very well organized and a very planning sort of person. So, did it surprise you, shall we say, the gap between what you thought you might need to be doing for retirement and what actually came out from the program?
Yes, I think really I was surprised by the range of sort of topics and ideas that we discussed around the whole change experience, and all the things that one needs to sort of think about and consider. Some of them perhaps were around quite personal aspects of a retirement decision, like how is this going to affect you from the moment you sort of do eventually cross that line from leaving employment for the last time into whatever's coming next, and that can be quite a gap. So I think I'm very well organized in my business life. I'm maybe a little bit less so in my personal life, and this is probably one of the most personal things that you go through. So it's really good to now have those kind of frameworks. As I said before, the confidence that gives you, that you can continue to sort of plan and get things right, not only for yourself but for your family and dependents as well.
Yeah. So what's now different? Are you changing your behavior in any way, changing perspective?
So I am changing my perspective. I mean, sometimes I go through, as you suggested I would, I go through sort of peaks and troughs of sort of high levels of confidence. I've got this. I know what I've got to do, and I know what I'm doing. And then a little bit of a trough. I go, oh my goodness, what is this really going to be like? But it's always good to sort of come back to these reference points. And I guess what's changed is my ability to talk effectively with all the people. Not only talk with myself, but talk with all the people that are involved in what's going to, how they're going to be affected by a retirement event. So I think that's really changed, and in fact, our sessions have really opened up much more effective chats with particularly with the close family.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And the online format, did you find that effective and useful?
Yeah, I did. I mean, as you probably became aware, we're we conduct a lot of our business online in one channel or another, and anyway, so it's it's a format I'm quite comfortable with. I found the sessions were good. They worked really well online. I thought they were, I felt we had quite sort of relaxed discussions, but quite a good way of still having the opportunity to deal with sort of challenging questions that you had a nice way of asking, just sort of really making me think about the things that I have to think about. I think we had the flexibility, more flexibility than if we were trying to arrange physical locations and so forth, to fix up times and circumstances that were mutually sort of suitable. So I think that led to it also being a pretty neat, relaxed kind of way of going through the sessions. And I think the duration of the sessions felt quite flexible, never hurried, never felt that we were on a sort of, the bell was going to go, your half an hour is up and I'll see you whenever. But they drew to a natural conclusion. It just really felt like a good conversation.
Right. Okay. So if you are talking to someone who perhaps was looking at retirement, or specifically looking at the What Next retirement program, what kind of advice, if any, would you give to someone like that?
Firstly, I'd just say yes, do it, engage. It's really, really worthwhile. Probably, I would say almost everybody I can imagine would be sort of surprised at the breadth of subject matter topics, advice and guidance, and even things like the useful links that you included to organizations that I had no idea existed and would possibly not have found without your suggestions. So I just think there was I would have no hesitation in saying to someone, this is a really important life stage. It may be that no one else is already proactively talking to you about it. So a way in which you can become more confident and get more sort of control over your future destiny is to engage with yourself and have some really good conversations on these important issues. So I wouldn't have any hesitation in saying it's absolutely the right thing to do. And hey, if session 1 doesn't work out, I suspect that you would probably offer sort of alternative sort of paths and suggestions for how you could assist, and ultimately I guess it's down to the individual, but I wouldn't hesitate in saying it's the right step to take.
Good, thank you. Yes, obviously there's a structure to the workshop, and there are certain topics that we're trying to cover, but I found that doing it online enabled us to have, as you say, real flexibility, and so we put emphasis where it needed to be, rather than spending time just going through a process because that's what it said on the run sheet. Yeah. So that's good. Well, that's really nice. So for you, the big day is coming up towards the end of the year. Any other thoughts, reflections at this stage?
Well, almost going back to the advice bit, it's busier than you think planning for this stuff. So start early if you can. If you haven't started yet, then just get started. So I mean, it's we all reflect on the fact that where did the time go? Time travels fast. December sounds like a long way off, and then suddenly it's here. So just use the time wisely. I'm trying to sort of use the guidelines that you've given me, that as I said, I'm finding really helpful, moving the conversations forward, the family, and also all the administrative things that we touched on that have to be covered as well. So that's the main message, I think.
Right. Well, Chris, I wish you luck. I know we'll keep in touch. Before and after. But can I just say thank you very much for your time today? It's been very nice to get your feedback. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem at all, Chris. Anytime. Okay.